All right, ranking reasons to quit your job. Let's get right into it. Here we go. First on the list is had to actually work. I'll be honest, having to actually work at work does make me want to quit my job every time. I love those nice, easy days where there ain't a whole lot going on. Now, I know a whole lot of industries don't really have days like that, and some industries have way too many days like that, probably. But anytime I actually got to do work, I'm like, man, do I really need this job? I'm thinking, do I really need it? Because I could do this as a side hustle. I could pick up a couple other side hustles, and I got this four-wheeler I could sell, so I could really just, anytime I got to do work, man, I really don't want to fucking do work. I want to quit. So, let me decide where I want to put this, man. I'm going to put it in I get it. I'm putting had to actually work at work and I get it. Fuck it, that's where it's going. It's going there and it's staying because I understand, dude. Next on the list, we have got not enough breaks. Man, I couldn't imagine working somewhere where there wasn't enough breaks, dude. One of my favorite things to do at work is take a break, right? You work in like a break and like let's say you get a 15-minute break, dude. It's so fun as an adult. It's kind of like our recess at school, right? It's so fun. Time goes by so quick. That 15 minutes goes by. Seems like a minute, dude, because time flies when you're having fun. And it really depends on what you're doing on your break, too. Some of y'all are smoking something on your break, something you shouldn't be smoking on at your break. Some of y'all just smoking regular cigarettes at break. Some of y'all are drinking something you shouldn't be drinking on break. Something you shouldn't be drinking. But it is what it is, dude. If you quit because there's not enough breaks, dude, I get it, man. Honestly, I get it. That's going in reasonable. Quitting because there's not enough breaks is reasonable. You need your breaks, dude. Come on. We all have to have a peace of mind at work, and sometimes things are just getting a little too complicated. Shit's getting a little too crazy. We need that break, big dog. Got to have that break. Let's move on from that one, and let's go to had to wake up early. Oh, had to wake up early pisses me off as well. I mean, it burns me up, dude. When that alarm goes off in the morning times, and I don't want to get up, I'm fucking pissed. Anytime that alarm goes off, I can't stand the sound of any alarm, and I have tried many different alarm sounds on my phone, right? We all use our phones now for alarms, and all of them just get burned in my mind, and anytime I hear them, dude, if you play the default Android or iPhone alarms, like midday, just play them as a sound on TikTok, or you hear them on TikTok or YouTube or something, dude, it gives you like a cringe feeling or something like that, or like a fucking the world's about to end feeling, anxiety. I guess that's what I'm trying to think of. But so if you quit because you had to wake up early, I'm gonna say you probably won't keep a job, right? Because hey, I mean, I could put it in I get it because I do get it, but I'm just gonna be honest with this one, because if you quit because you had to wake up early, you're not gonna keep a job. And you know what? As a matter of fact, let's put had to actually work in the category it should be in. Won't keep a job, okay? I do get it, but let's put these in the categories they actually go in. And if you have to work at work and you quit because of it, well, you're just not gonna keep a job, because work is work and that's what you do at work. Anyway, moving on. We got to clock out for lunch. You got to clock out for lunch. It makes me want to quit, dude. Pay me through lunch. It's not my fault. I got to eat to live. I'm working for you. You're paying me for my time. You want me to do a good job? Well, you want me to live, don't you? To do a good job. I can't fucking work for you if I'm dead, and I got to eat. Like, that's something I have to fucking do, is I have to eat, dude. And it really pisses me off. One good thing about when I was on the rigs, when I was working on the rigs, like I always mention, you didn't have to clock out for lunch. But the bad thing is you had to hurry the fuck up, because you might get 30 minutes at lunch, but majority of the time you don't. Majority of the time we're working on something, and you got to get in there, eat your fucking wieners. You can't chew your weenies up, brother. You got to eat them long ways down the hatch. Fucking get back to work, big dog. But anyway, clocking out, quitting because you got to clock out for lunch. There are plenty of jobs out there where you don't clock out for lunch, so I'd say I get it, right? We're going to put quitting because you got to clock out for lunch, and I get it now. It's going to be hard. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a job where you don't have to clock out for lunch, but they are out there. They do exist. I've had many of them. But let's move on from that. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Let's go to, you got skipped for a promotion, brother. You wanted that damn foreman job, and they gave it to Jimmy, who's been here 6 months less than you. You're always on time. You always work your overtime without complaining. You complete your task, your paperwork, whatever it is, but Jimmy, he's late all the time, man. Right? He gets here 10 minutes after he's supposed to be here. He leaves early all the time. Guess what? They don't expect nothing out of Jimmy. They expect too much out of you because you do too good of a job. Dumbass. That's why your dumbass got skipped over for the promotion. Either that or you just do too good of a job at your job. So they're like, well, we can't move Johnny up. If we move Johnny up, we're going to lose Johnny in that position. He's the best one we have in that position. But Jimmy's a piece of shit. We can move Jimmy up and he's competent enough. He could be a foreman. You know, I mean, we got to weigh our options here. You know, do we lose Johnny, the best hand we got, because we're putting him in a management position? Or do we lose Jimmy, the shittiest hand we got, we put him in a management? That's how this shit works. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't put nothing in the comments about that, because that is how it works. What I mean is, don't argue with me, because that's how this shit works. All right, if you quit because you got skipped for a promotion, you got soft hands, brother. You got soft hands, all right? Skip for a promotion. I don't even want a fucking promotion. I want to stay at the bottom of the totem pole, baby. I want fucking responsibilities. Let's move on from that to manager is a smartass. I mean, look, I've had smart-ass foremans, managers, tool pushers, whatever you call them in your industry, boss mans. It is annoying as fuck. I ain't even gonna lie. It's aggravating as hell, and it will make you want to quit. It will make you want to do things to get fired. Like, you won't even have to worry about quitting. It'll make you want to, like, punch him in his... Most of them have very punchable jaws. And when they're, like, being a smartass, they poke it out like that. Yeah, you're gonna do what you're told, buddy. And they're poking that jaw out, and it's just, you just want to... Oh, I got kids I gotta take care of, and a wife I gotta take care of, brother. I got bills I gotta pay. So I'm gonna just quit before he makes me do something stupid where I'm like maybe going to jail here and paying fines, getting sued, or being unemployable at the next job or some shit. So look, if you quit because you got your manager's a smartass, I'm gonna say that's the 2-day notice. Don't even give them a regular notice or nothing. You give them a 2-day notice, and a 2-day notice is you know what, dude? I quit today, and you gonna notice. That's your fucking notice. See ya. So let's move on from managers, a smartass, to too much paperwork. Now, a lot of blue-collar guys like me don't really have to deal with paperwork unless you do start moving up the chain and you're in an industry where it does require a decent amount of paperwork. I can't fucking stand paperwork. I don't know if I should say this on here, but even the job I have now requires me to do a little bit of paperwork, and I always fall behind. I always forget about it. I just fucking hate it, dude. All right, I'm just a blue-collar guy. I'm hands-on, physical labor type of guy. I fucking hate paperwork. I hate responding to emails. I hate meetings in the emails. I hate all that stuff. Fuck. All right, that's the only thing that makes me want to go back to the rigs is not having to deal with all that stuff. But it is what it is, man. The job I got now is way better than any job I've ever had. So I do put up with it, and I'm sure most people do put up with it. But if you quit because you got too much paperwork, I mean, I get it. I do get it. It can be annoying. It's aggravating as hell. I don't want to do a whole lot of paperwork, dude. Really don't. Like, fuck that shit, man. All right, you're not the only one out there. I'm sure you can relate to me. Let's go to the next one is too much desk time. I've never really had this issue. I guess my truck can be considered my desk because the job I have now, I'm in my truck a lot. I do a lot of physical stuff too. So I'm a fiber splicer. A lot of y'all want to know what I do. What do you do in the comment? I am a fiber splicer, specifically an in-house maintenance fiber splicer. Spend a lot of time in my truck when there ain't nothing going on. Now, when there's stuff going on, if a storm comes through and wipes out a lot of our fucking infrastructure and shit, I'm I'm all over the place. I'm like a damn chicken with my head cut off all over the fucking place, stressed the fuck out. But anyway, when nothing's going on, I spend a lot of time in my truck, which is my desk, which can get very old. But this is desk time, not truck time. So I'm thinking if I had too much desk time, I'm a blue collar guy now. White collar guys, y'all may think differently of this. But if you quit because you got too much desk time, I just have to put that in. I get it. I completely understand. It sucks. We're gonna put that in. Well, I'm putting it in reasonable, man. No, we'll put it in. I get it. It's fine. It's fine there because too much paperwork and too much desk time kind of go hand in hand a little bit. So we're gonna put both of them in. I get it because I do get it. If you quit for that, just move on and get a different job. Anyway, moving on from that, we got too much labor. That could be, I guess, one reason why I quit the oil fields. I got so tired of killing myself every day for pay that's not worth it. And I was working for a mom and pop company. The pay was not equivalent to the work. I promise you that. All right? Nowhere near it. And it was work over rigs. It wasn't drilling rigs. The drilling rigs pay more. Still not enough, in my opinion. But I mean, it sucks, man. Too much labor is ass, dude. If you have a job right now and you're working too much labor and you feel in your mind that the pay does not match up with the labor, you're probably right. And you could probably go find yourself a less labor intensive job somewhere for the same pay or even a couple dollars less. It's worth it, dude. I done it. You can do it. Do not stop looking for better opportunities if you feel that way, because they are out there. So if you quit because there's too much labor, I'm going to say that is reasonable. That is definitely reasonable. It could be the 2-day notice. It just depends. But 2-day notice is more for something that like pisses you off, whereas too much labor really is reasonable. I mean, a lot of jobs are just going to have labor and you may have to put up with it. But, dude, always be looking. So we'll put that there, and we're going to move on to manager is a dumbass. I've had a couple of those too, where they're doing things that's going to get you hurt. Jimmy, that we talked about a minute ago, that got promoted because he was just a shitty hand, and they didn't want to move the good hand from the bottom because they needed him there. Well, he's that manager. He's a dumbass. He's going to do stupid ass shit that don't make any sense whatsoever. He's got no problem solving skills. He's just there to fill a fucking hat they needed him there to fill. And fuck that, dude. That is a 2-day notice. All right. Manager's a dumbass. That is a 2-day notice. Here's your 2-day notice. I quit and you're going to notice today. I'm out of here. Fucking hate dumbass managers, dude. I hate managers that can't relate to you or anything like that. And fuck, dude. Anyway, we got to move on before that pisses me off. Not enough OT. I can see that. All right. If you need more money and the work is there, I understand if you quit because they won't give you the OT. And I have never really had that issue in any industry or any job that I can think of. I have always gotten way too much fucking overtime, if anything, right? It's either one extreme or the next, I guess. I've always had way too much. And I'm of the opinion that it shouldn't be mandatory. I joke a lot in a lot of my TikToks and stuff like that about mandatory overtime, but I really do think overtime should not be mandatory. It should be like a voluntarily thing where it's like, okay, after you're 40, we can't fire you if you don't work anymore. Now, I understand that that's a lot more complicated than what I make it sound, okay? So you guys that are running businesses, you guys that run your companies, and you guys that are in management, I know that that's just not how it works, and it just really can't work like that. But, if we could come up with a good way to make it work like that, that would be awesome. So if you quit because there's not enough overtime, I want to put that in reasonable too, because if you're not making enough money, you need to leave, dude. First of all, if you need to make more money and the only way you can make more money is overtime, I would say you need to leave anyway, because you need to find a better paying job, dude. And you can always improve yourself, learn new skills or something to get a job where you don't have to have all that overtime that you think that you need. And we're going to go to too much overtime, which is just like not enough overtime, in my opinion. Or it could be, no, it's a little different, right? So not enough overtime is actually the complete opposite of too much overtime. So I don't know what the fuck I was thinking there. I've been drinking, y'all. I drink when I come in here to my little studio. It's a shed, and I drink. And sometimes I get my words all scrambled and my mind all messed up. But anyway, too much overtime. So this is something I would quit for. Let's say you're doing 60 hours every week, 65, 70 hours every week, brother. You got a family at home, and you're just you're not able to be at home because that's just way too much. All right. I'm working on an oil field deep dive video, and there's going to be a section in the video where some of these companies, like the one I worked for, don't pay the hands enough. And the owner was like, yeah, I mean, they only make $20 an hour, but where their money comes in is they get on overtime really early. So their pay is actually really solid. And they make, dude, you shouldn't be making over $100,000 a year at $20 an hour. No, that's way too much fucking work. Go somewhere that pays more, especially an oil field job like that's labor intensive like that. You know, oil field, iron workers, linemen, all that stuff that's super labor intensive. You should not be making over $100,000 at $20 an hour. That's fucking crazy. If you quit because you're getting too much overtime, I completely understand that, dude. That is completely reasonable. All right, too much work. You want to be home some. You got to have a life outside of work. You could die at work tomorrow. Then what happened to you? You'll be known as the guy who just worked all the fucking time. You know, you need to spend time with your family and stuff if you got family and shit. That's my opinion. Anyway, let's move on to pay is too low. Well, if the pay is too low, I think we can all agree that that is completely reasonable. 100% reasonable if the pay is too low. The fuck am I going to work somewhere for if the pay is too low? Like, the whole point of working is to make money. Pay me some money. That's fucking common sense, right? It could go in 2-day notice, but I'm not gonna take a job when I know it's paying too low. You got promoted, so you quit because you got promoted. It happens. It really does happen. Sometimes it happens that day. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks, and somebody realizes this ain't for me. I gotta go. I gotta quit. You may ask management, hey, can y'all move me back down? Like, this ain't for me. I'm just not a foreman. I'm not a man. I'm not a leader. I don't want to do this. It's too stressful. We can't move you back down. We put you here for a reason, man. If you can't do this, and we just had to find somebody else who can. All right, well, I'm going. I quit. I'm going to get me a fucking bottom of the totem pole job, big dog, going to Walmart. Homie, I'm finna push buggies or some shit. Anyway, if you quit because you got promoted, I can see it. I get it, right? A lot of y'all are going to be like, well, why would you quit because you got promoted? You got soft hands. I get it. I think it's more reasonable to quit because you got promoted. I think it's more respectful to quit because you got promoted and you realized that you just ain't the one for that job, right? You don't want to get people hurt. You don't want to be over people. You don't want to be telling people what to do. I think that's more respectable than quitting because you got skipped for a promotion. I think getting skipped for promotion is like crybaby activity, to be honest with you. So let's move on to the next one, which is no beers at lunch. Brother, if they tell you you can't have no beers at lunch, you give them the 2-day notice, quick, fast, and in a hurry, especially if you got to clock out for lunch. If I'm clocking out for lunch, I'm on my own goddamn time. Guess what I do on my own goddamn time? I do grown man shit on my own time, and that's whatever the hell I want to do, and I might have me a couple beers, 2, 3 beers, whatever the hell. You're not going to tell me what I can and can't do when I'm off the clock. When I'm off the clock, my time is my time, brother. My time is my time, brother. 2-day notice. I quit today. You gonna notice. All right, learn how to problem solve without me here, big dog. Anyway, homie, big dog, whatever. Homie. I may have to edit that out. Fuck it. If you made it this far into the video, consider liking, subscribing, turning on the bell icon, all that good stuff, man. Appreciate y'all watching, supporting, commenting, all that stuff, man. Y'all are awesome, dude. Y'all have a good night, day, evening, whatever it is, wherever you